expectation is at least or up to 30 problems, review problems per day. Otherwise, the angry email to the parental units. They'll be like, what are you doing? And then you'll be like, ah. And then they'll be like, ah. And then you'll be like, ah. And you'll be like, sorry. Okay, so we don't need that. All right, so yesterday's lesson, adding polynomials, binomial multiplication, and then complex fractions. Today, we are doing the distributive property, exponentials, and factoring. Sound good? So, the distributive property is actually the easier one of binomial multiplication. That's a G.
That looks like a key.
That's a G. Oh, also make sure you're checking your answers as you go, okay? Like, do 5 problems, go check the answers, make sure you're on the right track. If you practice all of them wrong, that will not help you.
You will get
okay. You will get them all wrong and then get them wrong on the test. So, distributive property, you don't need your computer to make those. Gently, like a newborn child. You would not slam a newborn child like that. Please do not slam your computer or screen. Okay, so distributive property. How would I distribute this? Well, I'm going to multiply the thing in front times both of these, or AB plus AC. Now, that's all fine and dandy if you're in like 5th grade, but our distributive property problems are much more challenging. Okay, how would I do this one? You're going to take everything in front and multiply it by each of these. So, negative 2p times 6s. Multiply the numbers in front. Negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. P times s is ps. Plus, negative 2 times 7 is
negative 14.
Negative 14. P times p is p squared. Okay, since this is plus minus, this means
negative
minus. Right? If you're adding a negative number, you're really subtracting. So that is your answer. Can it be simplified? No. That's fine. Okay. If you have one term times 2 terms, 1 times 2 is 2, so you should expect 2 terms when you're done. Okay. All right, that's the distributive property. Let's talk about exponentials. I have no clue what these problems are. But I think it's these ones. Okay. How do I simplify this? First step, bring everything to the top. So I'm going to take the numbers on the bottom and bring them to the top. How do I do that?
Make a positive.
So this was to the first power before. Since it was on the bottom to the first power, on the top it will be to the
Negative.
Sonny?
Negative.
Negative what?
A.
Negative
Power. Power. Squared.
number
1.
1. That's correct. Since it was positive 1 down there, it's negative 1 on top. This one, if I bring it to the top, it will be to the, Evan?
Negative squared.
Negative 2, right? When you take something from the bottom to the top, you change the sign. Now, we are going to collect all of the terms. A lot of you just give me this as your answer, and that is wrong. I want only one of each letter left. So my answer should be a to some power times b to some power. That's it. I only get one a, I only get one b, so I must combine them. Much like God's love. Okay, so since all of these are multiplied, I'm going to take the powers. 2 plus 0 minus 1. And b to the 3 plus 4 minus 2. What's 2 minus 1? 1. What's 3 plus 4 minus 2? 5. So your answer is a to the first, b to the fifth. Simple enough? Sure. Remember, your answer should only have one of each letter in it. Yes?
Can I put the first just to be excellent?
You will look foolish, so you shan't. Okay. Last part of our lesson is factoring. I put factoring and distributive property in the same lesson because, well, it just worked out that way. So God is good. But it's good that they're together because factoring is the opposite of distributing. So when we distribute, we get separate terms, no parentheses. When we factor, we take what we have in common and we bring it out front. A lot of you guys, when it says factor, the greatest common factor, you just write the greatest common factor. That's not factoring. This is its factored form. So you must undo it. This is its factored form. Okay? So it should be the same thing as original, but you've added some parentheses. You've taken out whatever is in common. Let us, not the vegetable, God bless you, do another example. Okay, what do these two have in common? They both have a minus. They both have
1. Even.
what goes into 12 and 14? 2. They both have p. Now, what am I left with? This is the greatest common factor of both of these, but now I need what's left. So, if I divide this by negative 2p, I'm left with success! Wait, 6s. Sorry. It's a little excited there. Okay, if I divide this by negative 2p, I get 7p. This is the factored form. Okay? Distributing gets rid of the parentheses, factoring brings them back. So you're looking for what those things have in common and you're pulling it out. All right, that's your whole lesson.